This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked number 1 in America's community and junior college systems. Number 1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here for Game 2 between ICC and Southwest Tennessee. If you're just now joining us, ICC picked up a 7-3 win with a 4-run top of the 7th in the first game of the day. So we're just moments away from the start of Game 2 here. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups being presented by Coke. And let's start with the Indians. This is how the Indians will have the lineup going today. Connor Lewis, writing these out as we go here if you're wondering why the pause, will be at shortstop. Kyle Weaver will be batting second, and he will be in right field. Justin Medlin will be batting third, and he'll be playing first base. Drew Thomas, the Sonic star of the game from Game 1, will be batting fourth. He'll be the DH. Hunter Neighbors slid up that lineup. He is going to be batting in that 5 spot. He is catching here in Game 2 as well. Then in that number 6 spot is going to be Russell Bunch. He'll be at third base. Batting 7th will be Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster will be playing in center field. Batting 8th will be Trey DeSantis. DeSantis will be playing in left field. And batting 9th is going to be second baseman Braden Ellis, who actually got the win in Game 1. And it'll be Austin King starting things off here for the Indians. On the mound, we anticipate seeing a lot of different pitchers as we did in Game 1 here in Game 2. It looks like the Salukis taking their time getting ready for the game. Let's take a look at what they'll have coming up here. Looks like it'll be Swanberg, the first baseman, leading things off. Blake Daniels will be batting second, playing third base. Nobles, who had a pretty good game in the first game of the day, he'll be batting third. He's playing short. Batting fourth will be Busby. He'll be out in left field. Pleasant will be catching here in Game 2. He'll be batting 5th. Tucker King will be batting 6th. He'll be your second baseman. Sumner will be your DH. Roberts will be in right field. Center fielder will be Porter, batting 9th. And pitching will be Kirby. Ben Kirby will be pitching here in Game 1. So Kirby will be taking his warm-up tosses. We're going to hear a word from Coca-Cola and more as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here between ICC and Southwest in Game 2.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the start of Game 2 here between ICC and Southwest Tennessee. Indians failed to number 8 in the latest NJCAA rankings as we're awaiting the Renaissance Bank opening pitch here for Game 2 is the ball, and it comes at 3:42. So a 3:42 opening pitch here for Game 2 being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. Connor Lewis leading things off. Fouls that one off, 1-1 now. Is the count here to the shortstop, Connor Lewis. Lewis, Weaver, and Medlin due up here for the Indians. Lewis takes a look at that pitch across for a strike, and he knew it. Kind of hot back, disappointed in himself that he didn't take a chop at that one. 1-2 now is the count here to Connor Lewis. Pitch in the dirt, evens the count now at 2-2. We do want to say a special hello to those that might be watching in support of the Salukis this afternoon. And as always, a hello to the ICC family watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Connor pops this one up, back and out of play. We'll stay at 2-2. Historic USA Stadium. We'll talk about it a little bit more here in Game 2. As Lewis takes a look at that pitch. Low. Now the count goes full here to Connor Lewis. So Lewis awaiting the 3-2 pitch. Fastball fouled it off, and we'll stay at 3-2. Well, the sun is out this afternoon. I don't mean a whole lot for anybody else, though. Just means you want to sit in the sun, as it is a pretty chilly evening or afternoon here in Millington, Tennessee. Breeze has been blowing pretty steady all day from right to left. That pitch in the dirt, 4 balls, so it'll be a leadoff walk issued to Connor Lewis. Now up is going to be the right fielder, Kyle Weaver. So Weaver will dig in with no outs and a runner on first. ICC would like to get things started early here in Game 2. Only played 1 game last week, so a full week off for the Indians. Weaver takes a look at that pitch at the knees for a strike. Good location by Ben Kirby. We'll take a look at some Sonic stats on Ben Kirby. Next opportunity we get. Kirby getting the start here in Game 2. There's a line drive to the shortstop. Going to get one, going to try to turn 2, and they do. A Little Caesars double play. Score that one 6-4-3. on the Little Caesars double play for the second out. And now Justin Medlin will come up with 2 outs and nobody on. Let's go ahead and talk about Ben Kirby. No decision on the year. He's pitched 7 innings, and he has a 18.00 ERA. That pitch paints the corner for a strike for Medlin. Well, Justin, he proved me that I don't know what I'm talking about. As Lee Adams and I were talking before the game, the way the wind was blowing this afternoon, doubt you see anything get out the park in right field. Well, he had a solo shot, part of that 4-run top of the 7th for the Indians. Takes a healthy chop at this one, fouls it back out of play. 1-1 is the count. Yeah, it was a shot to right and then a two-run shot by Hunter Neighbors to left. Highlighted a 4-run top of the 7th that proved to be the difference in Game 1 for ICC. That pitch in the dirt. Bounces away, nobody on. Home plate umpire is going to walk the ball out to the pitcher and give the catcher a chance to kind of walk it off. Looked like he stretched out a little bit too far. Maybe the ball came in on the inside part of his protective gear. So we'll give him a chance to kind of walk it off here. So 2-2 is the count. A Little Caesars double play by the Salukis. Trying to get out of this inning here. That pitch low and inside for a ball. 3-2 now goes the count here to the first baseman, Justin Medlin. And Medlin swings at strike 3. So a nice job there thanks to a little bit of defense behind Ben Kirby. The Indians go quietly in the top of the first. We talked about the USA Stadium here in Millington, Tennessee. It was a training ground for the USA Olympic baseball team, and it once hosted the University of Memphis baseball team. And in 1999, the Conference USA baseball tournament was held at the stadium. Of course, now it's the current home of Southwest Tennessee Community College. It also hosts a lot of community events throughout the area. Okay, located on the grounds here is a full rugby park, 2 full-size pitches, permanent bathrooms, a storage shed, along with equipment to make up the complex. It hosts 50 regular season games, along with West Tennessee Youth Conference playoffs, as well as Tennessee Rugby Association state semifinals and the Elvis Sevens tournament. That coming from the ever so trusty Wikipedia listing of USA Stadium here in Millington, Tennessee. So it's going to be Austin King getting the start here for the Indians in Game 2. Take a look at some Sonic stats on Austin on the year. 2-0 on the season. He's 15-2. He's given up 11 hits, 6 runs, 3 of those earned. He's walked 1, struck out 13. He has a .72 ERA. So the freshman out of Fulton getting things done for the Indians this season. Leading things off here in the bottom part of the first will be Swanberg, Daniels, and Neighbors here for the Salukis. Adam Gore, Lee Adams bring his action here in Game 2. I tried to talk Lee Adams into doing the play-by-play for Game 2, but he quickly shot down that idea. So I've been able to talk Raphael into doing some play-by-play. I think it's Lee's turn to do a game next. Fastball swung on and missed by Swanberg, the first baseman. So King getting the start here in Game 2. The hook across for a strike. Boy, he is throwing with some confidence early. After getting an 0-2 in the count, he put his glove up, asking the Neighbors quickly get it back to him. 0-2 pitch. We'll pitch out that time to see if he could get him to chase something. 1-2 now is the count. High and outside for a ball. Our next broadcast on Let's Go ICC TV, we're actually planning that for the Blue Channel on Thursday for tennis. Foul ball will stay at 1-2. Men's tennis playing host to national powerhouse Seminole State out of Oklahoma. I believe that's a 2 o'clock start there in Fulton. That'll be on the Blue Channel. Check swing, got him. A Renaissance Bank strikeout to start the game there for Austin King. And now up is going to be the third baseman, Daniels. Blake Daniels coming to the plate here for the Salukis. Swung on and missed. Little drop down delivery, not a full sidearm, but not over the top on the part of Austin King. So King is working quickly here in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless in game 2. Breaking pitch just couldn't quite get on top of it. Floats outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, one strike, one out, nobody on. That pitch inside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Two 1 pitch coming. Ground ball, a little slow roller to the shortstop. Throw over is in time for the putout. 6-3 to retire Daniels for those of you that may be scoring at home. And now up is going to be the shortstop, Nobles, for the Salukis. So Jacob Nobles will come to the plate here, trying to spark a 2-out rally in the bottom of the first for Southwest Tennessee. There's 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch at the knees, called a strike. Heard a few little ahs out of the Southwest fans after that pitch was called. That one missing low. 1-1 now is the count here to Nobles. One pitch coming. Curveball hung up. Couldn't get that one quite break down enough. 2-1 now is the count. Got to pull the string on that curveball. Couldn't quite get it to go. 2-1 pitch coming from King. Fastball blistered, but foul. So nothing but a lone strike there now. 2-2 goes the count here on Nobles. That one had the distance to get out of the ballpark, just sliced or hooked foul. That pitch, couldn't get him to chase one. Not a bad pitch that time. To see if you couldn't get him to go after one after taking a healthy chop on that last pitch, but a good eye by Nobles to hold off. Count goes full, 3-2 now. Here to Nobles, the shortstop. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the first. And walked him. So a 2-out walk issued to Noble, and now it will be the left fielder, Busby, for Southwest Tennessee. So a runner on first and 2 outs. And this will be Busby, the number 4 batter, coming to the plate. Nice job by Nobles to earn that walk. Ground ball, foul ball. Down the third base side. Strike 1. Oh, 1 is the count. There's 2 outs and a runner on first here for the Salukis. Game 2 between ICC and Southwest Tennessee. Curveball just hangs up inside. 1-1 now goes the count. Busby, the left fielder, digs in with a 1-1 count, 2 outs and a runner on first. Snap throw to first, not in time. Dives back safely without much effort. So 1-1 pitch coming, and it hit him right on the elbow. And Neighbors was reacting as if it came off the bat. Busby trying to sell that it hit him in the elbow or in the hand. And they're going to talk this one out here. See what the call is going to be here. do-over? We're going to have a do-over. So 1 and 2. They're actually going to say it was. I guess they're going to say, yeah, must have. The only thing I can say is they called it a foul ball because the count goes 1 and 2. But the ball rolled out in fair territory, and it was a heads-up play by Neighbors to throw it over to first. I don't know. 1 and 2 is the count. A little bit ahead of that curveball, pulled it foul. Will stay at 1 and 2. So the Salukis did have a guy in motion on that last one. So he went back to first as well. 1-2 pitch coming from King. Tipped and held on to for strike 3. A big-time strikeout there to end the inning. A second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Austin King. Take a look at the strikeout there. We've played one here in Millington, Tennessee. We're scoreless. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
This broadcast
Let's Go
of ICC Athletics is being
ICCTV.com.
presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And we're welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're scoreless as we move to the top of the second inning. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up here for the Indians. Drew Thomas, Hunter Neighbors, and Russell Bunch.
Now at DH, number 6, Drew Thomas.
Drew Thomas, the DH. He was our Sonic star of the game after going 3 for 4 with a run scored in the first game of the day. That pitch missing low for a ball. Thomas takes a look at that pitch inside. 2-0 now. Goes the count here to the DH, Drew Thomas. Hunter Neighbors on deck. Thomas looks at that one. 3-0 now is the count. Here from Ben Kirby. And taking the whole way on that 3-0 pitch was Thomas. 3-1 now goes the count. Pitch in the dirt, and there's a walk. Second straight time the Indians have started the inning with a walk. It was a double play that erased the walk in the last inning, and now up is going to be Hunter Neighbors. Neighbors was 2 for 3, was hit by a pitch and had a 2-run bomb back in that 4-run 7th. And he's going to swing on the first pitch he sees. Center fielder's going to have to hurry and can't make the play. That's going to drop for a double. And they're going to hold the runner at second. So now the Indians trying to get something going here. Tough play out there for the center fielder. A long run for him that time and just threw his glove up in hopes to find it. Couldn't do so. And now up is going to be the third baseman, Russell Bunch, batting in that 6th spot. Chance for Russell to come through and open up this game here with runners in scoring position. No outs, top of the second, game 2, scoreless between ICC and Southwest Tennessee. Bunch fouls this one off, strike 1. Bunch, the third batter of the inning. Jackson Lancaster on deck for the Indians. Bunch set to dig in with the 0-1 count with no outs. Bunch sends a flare out to right field. It's going to be deep enough to score a run. Right fielder will step underneath it. They're going to try to get the runner advancing to third. Can't do so. So that's going to be a sacrifice fly for Russell Bunch to drive in a run. And the Indians take a 1-0 lead as Drew Thomas comes across to score. And Hunter Neighbors advanced to third. And ICC now leads it 1-0. And now this is going to be Lancaster, the center fielder, at the plate. That pitch missing low. Good job that time by Pleasant, the catcher, to go down and get that one and keep the runner at third. So the Indians lead it 1-0 here in the top of the second after a sacrifice fly by Russell Bunch. Lancaster dribbles one to the second baseman, only one play. That's to the first baseman, and they score the run. So an RBI on the ground out there, 4-3 on the putout, and ICC leads it now 2-0 here in the top of the second. That was Hunter Neighbors that came across to score. Pitch in the dirt. Ball one. Well, the grill is fired back up here at the ballpark. The wind is carrying the smoke in front of your screen. That pitch missing low. 2-0 now is the count here. This is Trey DeSantis, the left fielder, at the plate. DeSantis check swing, fouls it back, and ends up in the lap of the catcher. The ball popped up off the plate, and he was looking for it as he bent forward to block it up. It actually kind of got caught up in his catching gear. So 2-1 now is the count with 2 outs. Pitch at the knees, called a strike. 2-2. Braden Ellis on deck for the Indians if DeSantis is able to reach. 2-2 pitch coming. And the way the home plate umpire stepped back that time, looks like he was ready to call strike 3, but instead called it a ball. 3-2 is the count here to DeSantis. And ow, that one hurt, as DeSantis is going to wear one. And you can kind of hear the pop hit him in the back as he heads down to first. They're going to give him a moment to try to walk that one off. That was up in between the shoulder blades of DeSantis. And now up is going to be Braden Ellis. It was hard enough that the home plate umpire got out between him and the pitcher in a hurry. But Trey never really looked that way. I think he was just wincing in pain and headed down to first. Braden Ellis, the second baseman, he was the winning pitcher in Game 1, trying to keep things going here for the Indians in the top of the second. Ellis takes a look at that pitch low for a ball. So the Indians have already pushed across 2 runs here in the top of the second. Runner goes. Throw is not going to be in time. Easy stolen base that time by Trey DeSantis to move into scoring position. 2-0 is the count here to Braden Ellis. On deck is Connor Lewis. Runner at second, that's Trey DeSantis. This is Ben Kirby on the hill here. This pitch flared out of play. And 2-1 now goes the count here to Ellis. So we said Ellis got the win in Game 1. He's playing second here in Game 2. And I'm being attacked by a ladybug. I think it's the revenge of the ladybug for all the dead ones that are laying around me right now. Ellis takes a look at that pitch across for a strike. 2-2 is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. 2 runs, deuced wild for the Indians here in the top of the second. Ellis fouls off the curveball, keeps the at-bat alive here for the Indians. So ICC trying to pick up another run here with a runner in scoring position. Ripped and foul. Ellis pulls that one foul by 3 or 4 foot over at third. So he'll live to see another swing of the bat here. 2-2 is the count. 2 outs and a runner on second. Time is taken. So Ellis trying to keep this inning alive here. 2 outs, runner on second. 2-2 is the count. Ben Kirby taking his time now, set to deliver. Checks the runner a couple of times. Now sends it home and misses low for a ball. If Ellis were to reach, then we'll go back to the top of the lineup with Connor Lewis. 3-2. And wow, inside pitch as Ellis kind of ducked out of the way of it. The umpire called it strike 3. So a break there for the Salukis to end the inning with the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Ben Kirby. But the Indians do get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more. ICC leads it 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set now to move to the bottom of the second inning. ICC picks up 2 runs in the top part of the second. And that'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for Southwest. And it'll be Pleasant, the catcher, leading things off. That pitch inside for a ball. Austin King still on the hill here for the Indians. Working with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second, game 2. That pitch low, but got enough of the zone for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Beautiful curveball comes back in. 1-2 now is the count here on Pleasant. 1-2 pitch coming from King. Couldn't even chase one after getting to look at a curveball there. 2-2 now is the count. No outs as this is Pleasant leading us off here. And that pitch drifting outside, 3-2. Goes the count now here on Pleasant, the catcher. Pleasant, King, and Sumner due up here for the Salukis. Check swing, foul ball. Or at least so we think. As the ball bounced back into play. And so Pleasant will do it all over again with the foul ball there. Austin King on the hill here for the Indians. Ground ball. And it's going to be a foul ball. Came off the foot that time. As the umpire going to come out and look at the ball just to give the batter a little chance to kind of shake off that foul ball off his foot. And we'll stay at 3-2. Nice battle at the plate right now by Pleasant, trying to find a way to win it here. Austin King looking for his third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. And he gets it. Beautiful pitch there on that inside corner. The third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Austin King. Now up is going to be King, the second baseman for the Salukis. So this will be Tucker King, the second baseman, digging in here. Ground ball, hits it to second. Plenty of time, throws over, 4-3 on the putout of King. One pitch, second out of the inning. And now up is going to be the DH, Sumner. So King has made quick work of the Salukis so far. And the Indians do have somebody warming up in the bullpen here. See if they kind of stay true to form and just switch out every 2 innings with conference play starting on Saturday. That pitch drifting outside for a ball. So 2 outs and nobody on here for the Salukis. We're in the bottom of the second, ICC with a 2-0 lead. Pitch inside, 2-0 now, goes to count. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on. That one missing. 3-0 now is the count. Here to Sumner. Looked like King just maybe putting a little bit too much on it that time. 3-0 count, down 2-0. Just need some base runners here, so you figure the red light will be on for Sumner. And that pitch across for strike. 3-1 now is the count here to the DH. 3-1 pitch coming. Grounder. Third baseman gets it. Long throw and got him. Nice play there by Russell Bunch to get the third out of the inning. And ICC takes a 2-0 lead after 2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Hey Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on, Mississippi. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the top of the third inning here. To be Connor Lewis leading things off for the Indians. He walked in his first at bat of the day. Takes a look at that first pitch, low for a ball. ICC won game 1, 7-3 after a 4-run top of the 7th. Highlighted by a pair of home runs. As Lewis gives this one a ride, watched it but pulled it foul. So nothing but a long strike there on Connor Lewis. 1-1 now is the count. No outs and nobody on as Lewis is starting us off here in the top of the third. That pitch hangs up high. 2-1 now goes the count. That pitch missing. 3-1 now goes the count. One pitch coming and misses low. So for the second time here in game 2, Connor Lewis will be getting a free pass here. And now up is going to be the right fielder, Kyle Weaver. So Kyle Weaver will come to the plate. He came in the top of the first inning after Drake Wallace came up, looked like he had a leg injury, running down the base down to first. And he's been in that right field spot ever since. That pitch inside for a ball. Weaver grounded into a Little Caesars double play, 6-4-3 in his first at bat. And then a Medlin strikeout was a 3-up, 3-down top of the first. ICC picked up a pair of runs in the second. And there's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Left fielder's going to jog over and get the out. Hard hit that time, just on a rope right to the left fielder. So with one away now, this is going to be Justin Medlin coming to the plate for the Indians. So he said he struck out swinging to end the first. Trying to redeem himself here. He did have a solo home run to start the seventh, part of that 4-run seventh inning for the Indians in that 7-3 Game 1 victory. Snap throw over, not in time. As Lewis dives back in safely. Really didn't have a very big lead when he turned around to dive back into the bag. He was almost on top of it. So it kind of surprised him how close he was to the bag that time, as that pitch paints the corner for a strike. 0-1 now is the count here to Justin Medlin. If Medlin were to reach, then it'd be Drew Thomas up next for the Indians. Looks like Southwest is also starting to get a few guys loose in the bullpen. Snap throw over this time. Lewis a little bit further out. Dives back in safely. Oh, 1 is the count here to Justin Medlin. That pitch hangs up high. 1-1 now is the count here to Justin. We do want to say a special hello to those that might be watching in support of the Salukis this afternoon. And also, as always, a hello to the ICC family out there watching on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Snap throw over, not in time, paying a whole lot of attention to Connor Lewis over there at first. So 1-1 is the count here to Medlin. That pitch high, ball gets away, but not far enough to allow the runner to take second. So 2-1 now goes to count. So 2-1 count here to Justin Medlin. And takes a look at a strike there. 2-2 goes the count. Remind you, if you're watching, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know. You can win a free shout out. Two is the count. 1 out and a runner on first here for the Indians. Lewis goes. Breaking pitch. Throw down to second. Not in time. Just picked the right pitch to steal on, did Connor Lewis, as he had the easy steal that time, and now moves into scoring position as the count, I believe, goes full. Yes, 3-2 is the count now here to Justin Medlin with the runner on second with 1 out. ICC already leading this one 2-0. And there's ball 4. So that is going to be the fourth walk of the game from Ben Kirby, and we're going to have a trip out to the mound here for Southwest. So the Indians will have runners on first and second. On this quick trip to the mound, we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back to action. No change made there by Southwest. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. They lead it 2-0, trying to pick up some insurance runs here in the top of the third. Fastball missing low for a ball. This is Drew Thomas. Thomas walked, scored a run back in that 2-run second inning for the Indians. He scored on a sacrifice fly by Russell Bunch out to right field. Runner goes, little hit and run action, but a foul ball. So the count evens up now at 1-1. Want to remind you our next ICC baseball broadcast is scheduled for Saturday on the Red Channel as ICC opens up division play against Gulf Coast. I believe Gulf Coast is ranked in that top 20 as well. Didn't remember what number they are, but knew they were ranked earlier this season. Curveball, just missing. 2-1 now is the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. They lead 2-0. As there's a shot. And it's going to drop for a hit, and bases will be full of Indians. Nice piece of hitting that time for Drew Thomas. And Thomas, man, he has just been dialed in this afternoon. And now up is Hunter Neighbors. Neighbors doubled in his previous at-bat. Would love to see a carbon copy of that when he also came around to score on a ground out by Jackson Lancaster. So bases loaded here for the Indians. Or maybe he can have a do-over on that home run he hit in Game 1. That was a 2-run shot. Part of that 4-run top of the 7th that helped ICC pick up a 7-3 win in Game 1. So Hunter Neighbors swings on the first pitch he sees, pops it a mile high. Shortstop going back. Now the left fielder will come in. They're going to try to score the run from third, and it will. So that was just as good as a sacrifice fly there, and that's what it is, as it was able to get the run across. And ICC now takes a 3-0 lead, as that scored Lewis from third, and now Russell Bunch will come to the plate here for the Indians. 3-0 the lead for ICC. Bunch at the plate. He had a sacrifice fly to right in his first at bat, fouls that one off, and it actually hit the light pole. So strike one there on Russell Bunch as the ball bounced back into play. Runners on first and second with 1 out here. As we said, Bunch had a sacrifice fly to right to push across a run in that 2-run second. I'd like to add to his RBI total here at this at bat. Bunch takes a look at that pitch, low for a ball. Evens up the count now at 1-1. Well, I know Dr. Bunch, Annabelle, watching. Also, the individual watching, running the Holmes Athletics account is watching. This is going to drop for a hit, and it's going to score a run. So Russell Bunch comes in the clutch there for the Indians and gives ICC now a 4-0 lead as he just put one over the head of the second baseman. And that is Bunch's second RBI of the game. Medlin came around to score. And now up is going to be Jackson Lancaster. Almost on good authority, that might be Steve Diffie. And so ICC is taking a 4-0 lead now here over Southwest in Game 2. Runners on first and second. And Lancaster hits this one deep but foul and out of play. Lancaster grounded out to second in his first at bat, but he did push across a run. Like to see him keep this thing going for the Indians here. There's 2 outs in the inning. I'd like to see him add to his RBI total as well. Lancaster looks at that pitch low for a ball. If Lancaster were to reach, then that would be Trey DeSantis up next for the Indians. So 1-1 pitch coming. In the dirt. Didn't get away. Runners will stay at first and second. 2-1 now is the count. So Lancaster at the plate. Takes a look at that pitch inside, called a strike. 2-2 now is the count here on Jackson Lancaster, the center fielder. Lee Adams down on the field taking photos. You can see photos from today's game and anything else going on in ICC at ICCimages.com. You can download the digital copies for $1. That's ICCimages.com. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the inning there. But ICC able to put 2 more runs on the board here in the third. They lead it 4-0. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom half of the inning right after this. Due up 8-9-1 batters, Roberts, Porter, and Swanberry for Southwest Tennessee. Back with more right after this.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, as we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here. This is going to be Chris Peet entering to pitch here for the Indians. And that's what Coach Collier said. You're going to see a lot of different guys throw today, as they do open conference play Saturday in Fulton against Gulf Coast. If you can't make it to Fulton, we do encourage you to watch live here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Now, if the schedule stays the way it is, softball is scheduled to play on Sunday, so we'll pack up in Fulton and hit the road and head down to Pearl River on Sunday. But there is a chance that Sunday's softball game could get moved to Saturday due to rain forecast down there in Poplarville. So it'll be the number 8 batter, right fielder Roberts, at the plate here. It's that first pitch missing low for a ball. Here to Roberts. Chris Peet coming into pitch here. And that fastball missing. 2-0 now is the count. Peet's pitch is across for a strike. Chris pitched 2 years ago at Coahoma, set out a year and didn't really play baseball, and signed this year for ICC. There's a shot, but a catch over at short as he dropped it on the exchange. And that's going to be an out there, as the Southwest coach is going to try to come down and argue the call here, but he did drop it on the exchange. And that's going to be an out. Well, I mean, it's worth the argument if you're the Southwest coach. You see, he didn't really put a whole lot of conversation into that one. He was just trying to see if he could get a break out of it, as Peach drops that sidearm delivery across for a strike. So a line out to short for out number 1, and this is going to be the center fielder, Porter. Curveball missing. 1-1 now is the count. That's one thing Pete can do. He does have multiple delivery points, as that breaking pitch low and outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here to Porter, the center fielder. Fastball right down the middle. 2-2 now is the count. Swanberg is up next. We'll go back to the top of the lineup. Is that pitch in the dirt? Nobody on to really do any damage. And 3-2 now as the count goes full. Pete entering here in the the bottom of the third inning, replacing Austin King. This pitch lifted. Right fielder going back now will step up and squeeze it for the putout for out number 2. So that was Kyle Weaver out there in right field, able to get that out. And now we go back to the top of the lineup here. And Swanberg. Keep wanting to call him Swanberry. I'm thinking of Cody Shrewsbury back in his playing days at ICC. But Swanberg struck out swinging. Swings on the first pitch he sees, and he's going to sneak one through. A little return to sender single that time. Right back up the middle, and it's the first of the day for the Salukis. So now this will be the third baseman, Daniels, coming to the plate. He grounded out to the shortstop for the second out of the first inning. So now the Salukis trying to get something started here in the bottom of the third. They got their second base runner on the bags as that pitch across for a strike. Nobles reached on a walk but was left stranded back in the first. This pitch fouled back and out of play. Quickly behind the count now is Daniels at 0-2. So Daniels trying to keep this inning alive here for Southwest Tennessee. 4-0 is your score. This one, a little off-speed pitch, was able to foul it off and keep the at-bat alive here. We'll stay at 0-2. Jennifer Neighbors, Hunter Neighbors' mom, is checking in, watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Snap throw over to first, not in time. Well, if Miss Jennifer was watching in the first game, she'd like to see her baby boy hit that 2-run home run, part of that 4-run top of the 7th, to help secure that 7-3 win for the Indians in Game 1. Breaking pitch low. So runner on first, there's 2 outs. This is Daniels, the third baseman, at the plate. Rips one, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Going to try to get the runner to go to third. Throw's going to be cut off, so the Salukis now will have runners on the corners. Nice piece of 2-out hitting by Daniels and Swanberry to keep this inning alive here. And now Nobles will come to the plate. Nobles walked in his first at bat. Was left stranded back in the first. So back-to-back 2-out hits now have runners on the corners here for Southwest Tennessee. Daniels is at first. Swanberg is at third. So Chris Pete running into a little bit of a hiccup here. Slide arm pitch and there for a strike. As I said, he drops to that sidearm every once in a while and is able to throw him for strikes today. Sometimes he struggles with that sidearm delivery. This time more of a drop down throw. A curveball that knifes out of the zone. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners on the corners. In the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Hunter Neighbors. Keeps the runners where they are. 2-1 now goes the count here on the shortstop Nobles. As we said, he walked but was left stranded at first in his first at bat. Oh, couldn't catch up with the high heat there. Big, healthy swing. Comes up empty. And 2-2 now is the count here on Nobles. So Pete steps off for a second and kind of collects himself here. Runners on the corners, 2-2 count, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the third, ICC leading 4-0. Pete checks the runner over at first. Little sidearm delivery popped up. First baseman calling everyone off and is going to make the play for the third out of the inning. So the Indians get out of the jam with no damage done. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We've played 3. The ICC leads it 4-0 here in Game 2 over Southwest Tennessee. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. So we do have a Choice Pond pitching change here for the Salukis. Much like ICC, they're 6 games into conference play, so they don't want to use up a lot of pitching in non-conference play. We've got number 19, I believe this is Jamie Faber, coming in to pitch here for the Salukis. I know I'm saying that last name wrong, so I apologize. So we're at 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up here for the Indians. It'll be Trey DeSantis, Braden Ellis, and Connor Lewis due up here for ICC in the top of the 4th. Indians lead it 4-0. They got 2 runs in the second after a walk to Thomas. He scored on the sacrifice fly by Russell Bunch. Hunter Neighbors doubled, scored on a ground out by Jackson Lancaster. That was your 2 runs in the second. Then 2 more runs in the third. It was a walk issued to Connor Lewis to start the third. He stole second and scored on a sacrifice fly by Hunter Neighbors. And then it was a walk to Justin Medlin. He scored on a single over the second baseman's head, a 2-out single by Russell Bunch, and that is your Sonic scoring update. So DeSantis was hit by a pitch, stole the base, but was left stranded in the second. Digs in here. Takes a look at that pitch, outside corner, for a strike, 2-1 now is the count. So DeSantis trying to get the Indians started here. That pitch inside, and it's called a strike. 2-2 now is the count here to Trey DeSantis, the left fielder here for the Indians, batting in that 8th spot. So the 2-2 pitch coming. Curveball that just couldn't quite get on top of it. And now the count goes full at 3-2. When I say Trey was hit by a pitch, he was popped by a pitch. And he grounds one. Third baseman finds it. And he airmails it over the top of the first baseman, and that's going to be an E5 on the play there for the Salukis. So the Indians get the leadoff runner on. Yet again, ICC has got the leadoff runner on in each inning so far in the game. So E5. And DeSantis reach, and now up is going to be Braden Ellis, the second baseman. He struck out looking to end the second in his first at bat. Indians trying to add some more runs to the total here. And there's a swing on the first pitch. Center fielder going back, and he's going to squeeze it for out number 1. Ellis being aggressive at the plate that time, put a charge into one. But the thing about it is you got a lot of territory out there in the outfield to cover, and the center fielder able to run back and camp underneath that one for out number 1. Now we go back to the top of the lineup here, and Connor Lewis, he's been walked twice, stole a base, and has scored a run. We talk about the dimensions of the field. It's 334 down right, 334 down left, 414 to dead center. Is that pitch inside for a ball to Connor Lewis. So 1-0 is the count here to Lewis. Runner at first with 1 out. That pitch inside, 2-0 now goes the count here to Lewis. Runner at first, that's Trey DeSantis, who reached on an error. This pitch fouled back. 2-1 now goes the count. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on first here for the Indians. We're in the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead. Runner goes, and the ball gets away. Just going to see if they might have asked the runner to try to get to third, but he did not. So the runner goes on the pitch, so that's going to be a stolen base for DeSantis. And a break there for the Salukis that the ball didn't get further away and allowing DeSantis to get to third. So 3-1 now is the count here to Connor Lewis. Lewis has been walked twice already. And make it 3 straight times now at bat that Connor Lewis has been walked. That's what you call getting it done in that leadoff position, finding a way to get on base. And that is the 3rd time he draws a walk, and this is going to bring up Kyle Weaver. Weaver is 0 for 2 here in Game 2. He grounded into a Little Caesars double play in the first. Flew out to left in his second at bat, so he's trying to get off the schneid here in the top of the 4th to see if he can push across some runs here for the Indians. 4-0 is the lead for ICC. Trying to sweep Southwest Tennessee on the season. That pitch high for a ball. Good effort by the catcher, Pleasant, that time. Extended and his mask come flying off to keep that ball from getting away and keep the runners at first and second. There's 1 out in the inning. That was a fly ball to center field by Braden Ellis. That pitch outside for a ball. So Trey DeSantis started the inning off when he reached on an error, stole the base. Connor Lewis walked, and that's where you got your runners at so far in the contest on first and second with 1 out and Kyle Weaver at the plate. Weaver nearly hit by a pitch. No, they're going to say it did hit him. Got him. Nicked his jersey, I guess, and that's going to be the 2nd time an Indian has been hit by a pitch. And now bases loaded. And this is going to be Justin Medlin coming to the plate. Seeing if Southwest Tennessee might start to get someone warmed up in the bullpen here. But it appears that they are not going to get anybody loose just yet. So bases full of Indians. Here for Justin Medlin. Medlin lifts one deep center field. And it's going to be good for a sacrifice fly to score a run. And the Indians now take a 5-0 lead on that sacrifice fly by Medlin out to center field. Of course, when we talk about those sacrifice flies, we talk about the ICC BSU as they remind us of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. They meet Monday nights at 7:07, Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is bring $2 and a friend. Don't forget your $2 for your friend. There for the ICC BSU luncheon. They're actually on a spring break mission trip to Alaska right now, so we hope they're doing well. Brother Chris Burrows and company, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletic. Ball gets away, bounces back off the screen, but it does play another run. So that was Lewis that scored on the sacrifice. No, excuse me, that was Trey DeSantis that scored on the sacrifice fly. Lewis will score on the wild pitch, and now ICC leads it 6-0. Runner was also able to advance to second. Fastball finds the zone for a strike. This is Drew Thomas at the plate for the Indians. 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. ICC 6-0 here. We're in the top of the fourth, and time is taken. Nope, a balk. So the balk will send the runner to third. So now Thomas, if he can get a base hit, could make something happen here for the Indians again. Beautiful breaking pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here to Thomas, the DH. If Thomas were to reach, then it'll be Hunter Neighbors up next for the Indians. There's a shot. Shortstop, a great play. Jammed him up a little bit, was able to find it, throws over in time for the putout. I tell you what, I have been very impressed with Nobles for the Salukis this afternoon. But the Indians able to get 2 runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. Lead it 6-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. So we have a Choice Pawn pitching change here for the Indians. This is going to be Whit Roten coming into pitch for the Indians after 1 inning of work by Chris Pete. ICC leads it 6-0 after putting a 2 spot on the board in the second, third, and fourth innings. And so this will be Busby, the left fielder, to welcome Roten into the game. He struck out to end the first. And his first at bat shows bunt, misses. With the pitch, ball 1. Fastball, couldn't find it. 1-1 now is the count. So as we said, we anticipated to see a lot of pitching changes out of both teams today with this non-division game. Swung on, couldn't catch up with the high heat that time. 1-2 now goes the count. Southwest Tennessee is 2-4 inside division play. ICC will start division play on Saturday against Gulf Coast. You can see that one here on Let's Go ICC TV. Line drive hit foul. And judging by Busby, the way he dropped the bat there, that one might have been off the end of the bat and kind of jarred him a little bit here on this cold afternoon into the evening in Southwest Tennessee. So 1-2 is the count here to the left fielder Busby. And he goes down swinging. Second time he's went down on a Renaissance Bank strikeout. That's the first one for Whit Roten. That's the 4th strikeout of the game for ICC. 3 of those strikeouts belonging to this afternoon's starter, Austin King. So now this is going to be the catcher Pleasant, who struck out looking. Swings on the first pitch he sees, returns to sender, right back up the middle for a single. Well, good job by Pleasant, swinging on the first good pitch he saw that time and just singled out to center field. And now up is going to be the second baseman. This is going to be King, who grounded out to second in his first at bat. And this is going to be Tucker King at the plate here for the Salukis. So a runner on first, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC with a 6-0 lead. And it hit him. So hit batter will send King down to first. And now up will be the DH, Sumner. So Sumner's going to come to the bat here with runners on first and second. The Salukis trying to get something started here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They trail 6-0. So Sumner, the DH, he grounded out to third to end the second. Takes that pitch high, 4 ball. Here the wind's starting to pick up a little bit here at USA Stadium. This is Roten on the hill for the Indians. That pitch just missing outside, 2-0 now. Goes the count here to Sumner. So you just want to dial back and find the zone here if you're Roten. Can't do so. That pitch goes high, 4 ball. And Witt wants a different ball. Doesn't like that one. So he's going to get it back here with a 3-0 count. Runners on first and second. Salukis trying to spark a rally here in the bottom of the 4th. They trail 6-0. That pitch across for a strike. So 3-1 is the count, 1 out. Runners on first and second here for the Salukis. And looks the runner back to second. Nobody there to toss it to. So the 3-1 pitch coming. Foul back, out of play, and the count goes full. I need to remind myself not to play these Sonic and Little Caesars commercial as much because the sausage and biscuit I had about, I don't know, 8:30 this morning has long worn off. So 3-2 is the count. Pitch coming, and loses him. Ball 4 was the call. So now bases full of Salukis. And this is going to be Roberts coming to the plate here. Roberts lined out to short to start the 3rd. One of those that Southwest kind of thought the Indians dropped it, but he dropped the ball on the exchange. That pitch high, 4 ball. ICC getting someone loose in the bullpen. As Roten now just needs to settle down and try to find the strike zone here. So this is Roberts, the right fielder. And he's playing him pretty much straight away. And that's going to be 1. And they're going to try to come home and can't get him. So Southwest Tennessee does get the run across on the ground out to first. They threw it home, but the throw was a little bit up the third baseline. So didn't quite get a good throw from first to home to cut down the run in turn 2. But instead now, that is the second out of the inning. And that pitch across for a strike. This is Porter, the center fielder, who flew out to right for the second out of the 3rd inning in his first at bat. That pitch missing, 4 ball. 1-1 now is the count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third here for the Salukis. They now trail 6-1. Nice job taking a little bit off that fastball that time. Way ahead of it was Porter. 1-2 now. Go the count. So Roten trying to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. That pitch high. 2-2 now goes the count here to Porter, the center fielder. If he were to reach, then we'll go back to the top of the lineup with Swanberg. The Indians don't want to see him until the next inning. In the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Hunter Neighbors. And now the count goes full, 3-2. So 3-2 pitch coming. And another walk. Witt trying to kind of struggling with some location here in the bottom of the fourth. He's walked 2, hit 1. He's given up a single and a run. And now back to the top of the lineup. And Swanberg swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls it back for strike 1. Swanberg struck out in his first at bat. Took a big healthy swing at that one, came up empty. And he's also got a single to his credit this afternoon here in game 2. Indians trying to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. Ground ball, foul ball, and we'll stay at 0-2. So 0-2 is the count. There's 2 outs. Witt, not a big fan of that baseball. Wants a different one here. Bases are loaded for the Salukis. Can the Indians find a way out of the jam here? There's 2 strikes here on Swanberg. Set up on the outside, almost got him to chase after it. Good job holding off that time. 1-2 now. Goes the count here on the first baseman. Breeze picking up as it's blowing from right to left. Swung on and miss. First base is not open, and that's going to be a Renaissance Bank strikeout to get out of the jam. Big time pitch there, the second strikeout of the game. And it gets the Indians out of the inning with minimum damage done. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked number 1 in America's community and junior college systems. Number 1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
And welcome back as Hunter Neighbors will start us off here. Takes a healthy chop at that one, swings and a miss for strike 1. The umpire's picking up the pace here amongst the breaks, trying to speed up the play a little bit. So Neighbors takes a look at a breaking pitch, low, 1-1 now is the count. Hunter had a sacrifice fly out to left to score a run in his previous at-bat. He doubled and scored a run in his first at-bat back in the second. Swings on this one, fouls it out of play. And now the count goes 1-2. Looks like the Salukis do have someone up in the bullpen. There's a flare out to right field. Right fielder's going to have to hurry and makes the diving effort but can't get to it. So the second hit of the game for Hunter Neighbors. And Hunter is just seeing the ball extremely well today. And so now up is going to be the third baseman, Russell Bunch. So Bunch will dig in here with no outs and a runner on first. We're in the top of the fifth inning. ICC leading 6-1 here over the Salukis of Southwest. Bunch swings on the first pitch he sees, and this one's got legs. It's going to go deep, and it's going to be to the warning track. This should score a run, and that's going to be a double for Bunch. Going to have to hurry to throw home. Bunch is going to try to turn it into a triple. So a big hit there for Bunch. I'm going to call that a double advance on the throw. Let's see if Lee Adams is up here with me. I can't. He did. And that's going to be a double advance on the throw. And so an RBI either way. Russell Bunch has 3 RBIs to his credit here in the contest. And now ICC takes a 7-1 lead. Good job by the Indians, able to get that run back that the Salukis plated in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Bunch heads up base running that time. Saw that they overthrew the cutoff man. Was able to advance over to third. This is Lancaster at the plate. Takes a healthy cut there and misses. Jackson is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out to end the third. Had an RBI on a ground out to second. Back in the second. Lancaster fouls that one back. We'll stay at 1-2. So Lancaster due for a hit here. Jackson playing in center field. 1-2 now is the count. No outs and a runner on third here for the Indians. That pitch upstairs, 2-2 now. The count to Lancaster. On deck for the Indians is Trey DeSantis. There's a flare. Center fielder is going to have to hurry. Is going to get underneath it. And the throw is going to be way up the line, and Russell Bunch will come home and score. So a sacrifice fly for Lancaster, his second RBI of the game. Bunch comes across and scores, and the Indians lead it now 8-1. So DeSantis will come to the plate with 1 out and nobody on. He reached on an error on his last at bat. He was hit by a pitch. He's got a pair of steals and a run scored. A curveball finds the zone for a strike. That pitch missing low in the dirt for a ball. In the dirt, ball 2. 2-1 now goes the count here to Trey DeSantis, the left fielder. DeSantis, hard hit, but a nice stop over at third. Going to have to hurry and gets him by a half a step. DeSantis a little upset, thought he might have got there before the throw, but a great play over at third base to rob DeSantis of a base hit. All you can do if you're Trey is just tip your cap, say good job. And now up with 2 outs is going to be Braden Ellis, the second baseman. Ellis 0 for 2 on the day. We'll dig in with 2 outs and nobody on. Curveball up high for a ball. We will have an abbreviated version of the Renaissance Bank postgame report here in Game 2. As this is going to be a fly ball out to center field. Center fielder losing it, now coming and finding it for the putout. But the Indians add 2 more runs on the board here in the top of the 5th inning to take an 8-1 lead, as we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What do you want to do for lunch? I'm not going to pay like $7 for a burger combo.
You kids don't know about the raddest Little Caesars lunch combo of all time? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4. Here, hold this.
Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza, pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, as we do have a Renaissance Bank pitching change here. Jonathan Weeks will enter to pitch here for the Indians as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Let's take a quick timeout and be back with more right after this.
I love these soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as ICC leads this one 8-1. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, it'll be the 2, 3, 4 batters due up here. And it'll be Blake Daniels to lead things off. Daniels, Nobles, and Busby due up here for Southwest in the bottom of the 5th. Daniels swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls it out of play for strike 1. This is Jonathan Weeks on the hill here for the Indians. Ground ball, and it's going to be a foul ball. For those that might have been watching just a second before that, I promise you we're not being invaded by large ladybugs that just crawled across your screen. Slow roller, foul ball. And the count 0-2. So Weeks getting set to deliver the pitch here. That one missing outside. 1-2 now is the count here to the third baseman, Daniels. 1-2 pitch coming. Missing inside, 2-2 now goes the count here to Daniels. Daniels 1 for 2 on the day. He does have a single. Grounded out to short in his first at bat. This pitch popped up, back, and out of play as the left fielder for ICC, DeSantis, hustling out there, couldn't quite find the brakes as he went into the fence, but jogged quickly back out to his left field position. 2-2 now is the count here to Daniels. And that pitch low in the dirt. 3-2 now goes the count. So Weeks is the fourth pitcher that we've seen out of the Indians so far here in game 2. Looks like they are still getting someone loose in the bullpen. From the bottom of the 5th, we anticipated seeing a lot of pitching changes out of ICC today. There's a ground ball. Second baseman going to have to hurry. Dives, finds it, and throws it away, though. E4. And now the runner's going to go to second. The Indians can erase him here with a throw, and it's not in time. Good attempt, though. The runner just fell asleep at first. I thought his coach was going to come pick him up and carry him to second as much as he was telling him to run after the ball got away. and nearly got him trying to advance to second on a pretty good throw from Neighbors to second after the delay go to second. So E4 is a two-bag error. So now a runner in scoring position with no outs here. Jonathan Weeks on the hill for the Indians. Fastball fouled off, ground ball down that third base side for strike one. Well, the sun's starting to peek down some of the awning here, so I'm trying to let that sun warm up my hands a little bit. It is cold here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Need Jim Ingram to turn on the heater. That pitch missing low, 4 ball. 1-1 now is the count. Talk about the ICC Foundation. Visit iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu for more information on how you can contribute to ICC through the ICC Foundation. 1-1 pitch coming to Nobles. Fastball missing high. 2-1 now goes the count. Two balls, 1 strike, no outs, and a runner on second here for the Salukis. They trail 8-1 in game 2. And just going to look the runner back to second. Nobles 0 for 1 with a walk. He popped up to to first to end the third, walked back in the first, and was left stranded. This pitch fouled back and out of play. Now the count goes 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and no outs, and a runner on second. Don't know if these are new baseballs that they keep sending into the game, but there have been a couple of times ICC pitchers have not liked them. So 2-2 is the count here. Jonathan Weeks set to deliver. This pitch popped up. Shortstop calling everyone off and makes the play. So that was Connor Lewis camped underneath that one for a while. And now with 1 out and a runner on second, this is going to be the left fielder Busby coming to the plate. Busby 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Struck out to end the first, struck out to start the fourth. Swings the first pitch he sees, and there's a diving effort. Throw over is in time. Good play that time by Russell Bunch. Made the diving stop at third, had the wherewithal to pop up in a hurry and get the speedy Busby out at first by a half a step, and now 2 away. This is going to be the catcher Pleasant at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored and a strikeout. So Weeks getting a little bit of help from the ICC defense behind him as that pitch missing for a ball. "1-0 is the count here to Pleasant. And he's ripped one. If this stays fair, it's trouble. And that one, a lot closer to being a fair ball than the ball that was actually called fair in game 1. But a foul ball. So nothing but a long strike there. Pleasant did single and scored a run. That was the long run of the game back in the 4th. So he'll dig in here trying to keep this inning alive for the Salukis. 2 outs and a runner on second. Ground ball, first baseman gets it, and will jog over to first and step on the base for the putout. So after an error to start the inning, the Indians able to get 3 up, 3 down after that and leave a runner stranded on second. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and a runner stranded. We've played, 5? Yes. We've played 5, and ICC leads at 8-1. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton. Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. Food Giant. The ICC Foundation. Your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox. Little Caesars. Renaissance Bank. Sonic. And the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, as we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here for the Salukis. As this will be number 35 coming into pitch, Chandler Gant. So Gant will enter the pitch here in the top of the 6th inning. ICC with an 8-1 lead here in Game 2, trying to complete the sweep, and it appears that Coach Collier may have some changes here as well. So let's take a break and hear a few more words from our sponsors. Be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgating 101.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The 1-2-3 batters due up here for the Indians. And it'll be Connor Lewis starting things off here for the Indians in the top of the 6th. Connor's been to the bat 3 times, and he's walked all 3 times. He's scored runs. He's actually scored 2 runs and stolen a base. Lewis swings on the first pitch he sees. Diving stop at second, throw from his knees in time. Nice play that time by the second baseman to retire Lewis for the first time this afternoon. I do apologize for putting the start of the Little Caesars play back up there. New batter coming in here. This is going to be number 3 for the Indians. Dorian Heron coming to the plate. He'll be batting in place of Kyle Weaver. Swings the first pitch he sees. Ground ball to the third baseman. Backhand grab, long throw. In time for the putout, 5-3. So quickly 2 away now here in the top of the 6th. This is going to be Justin Medlin coming to the plate. So Medlin will dig in with nobody on and 2 outs. That pitch missing low for a ball. That pitch missing low for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here on Justin Medlin. Medlin is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, a run scored. He also had a sacrifice fly and an RBI back in the 4th. At pitch high, 3-0 now is the count here to Justin Medlin. If Medlin were to reach, then Drew Thomas would be up next for the Indians, or scheduled to be up next, I should say. There's a pitch on the corner for a strike. It's actually Hayden Palmer that is on deck for the Indians. Medlin took a healthy chop at that one, couldn't find it. 3-2 now is the count. And wow, I thought he called that a strike the way he pointed quickly down to first, but instead called it ball 4. That was a quick motion to say take your base. And I think everybody here on press row thought he was going to call that strike 3 as well.
Now back number 32,
And so now Hayden Palmer will be at the plate. ICC with an 8-1 lead. Palmer looks at that pitch inside for a strike. Palmer fouls this one straight back into your living room. 0-2 now is your count. So 0-2 is the count. There's 2 outs and a runner on first here for the Indians. That's Justin Medlin who drew a walk. Pitch is high for a ball. 1-2 now is the count here to Palmer. So 1-2, pitch coming. Curveball, strike 3. Beautiful pitch that time by Thomas, or to get Thomas swinging by Gant to end the inning. Indians get no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th. ICC leading it 8-1. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
I love these soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, as we do have another Choice Pawn pitching change here. This is going to be Grant Johnson entering the contest here for the Indians in the top of the 6th inning. He is the 5th ICC pitcher that we've seen this afternoon. Don't know if there's been any other changes. Also looks like LeBryant Sedale has went out to left field. So that is your Choice Pawn changes there for the Indians. Possibly Sanders, DeSantis. I'm gonna say when you said Sanders, I was like, we don't have a Sanders on the team, do we, Lee? And that's the joy of listening to a broadcast. I often talk to people that I forget you can't hear on the broadcast. But DeSantis has shifted over to right field for the Indians. 1-1 is the count. So I promise I'm not talking to myself when I do things like that, most of the time anyway. As that pitch across for a strike, 1-2. Now is the count here to King, the second baseman. ICC leads at 8-1 here in Game 2. Trying to sweep the Salukis this afternoon. Foul ball. And we'll stay at 1-2. Curveball, oh, tough not to ring him up on that one. 2-2 now is the count. And where did that one miss? 2 good-looking pitches there, but now the count goes full. Apparently just a little too up for the umpire's liking there, as Johnson now has a full count, offering to King. King fouls that one off. And we'll stay at 3-2. This pitch popped up, back and out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2 again. Oh! And that one got him in the head. And so King hit by a pitch for the second time today. I got to give credit where credit's due. That home plate umpire immediately went up, and you saw him grab King just in case that did do a little bit more damage there, as he was going to make sure he was okay and had his whereabouts about him. Once he realized that, he quickly talked to the umpire. He went down to first. Second time that King has been hit by a pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. There's one, trying to get two, can't do so. So fielder's choice there. Score that one 6-4. I think more than anything, the second baseman for the Indians that time might have been anticipating the shortstop to go ahead and run through that one and throw to first with momentum going his way. So instead, King is retired on the fielder's choice. Sumner will reach, and now up, I believe this will be Roberts. So Roberts will dig in with one out and a runner on first here for the Salukis. Pitch inside for a ball. Well, as I said, our next broadcast is scheduled for Thursday. That'll be on the Blue Channel. Men's tennis against Seminole State. I'll go ahead and tell you now, I won't be commentating tennis because I don't know how. And I don't know enough about tennis to tell you what's going on, but we'll have you a live feed available on one of those courts there on the Blue Channel. That'll be starting, I think, at 2 o'clock Thursday. So that pitch missing low, 1-1 now is the count. Ground ball, second baseman's going to have to hurry. No, it hops over the glove. Nice base hit that time by Roberts. Good effort over there at second. Just a little bit of a high hop over a diving second baseman. And now I believe this is going to be Porter coming back to the plate. He walked and flew out to right on his previous at-bats. So Porter, the center fielder, batting ninth. Trying to spark a rally here in the bottom of the sixth. That pitch missing low for a ball. So Grant Johnson getting squeezed here a little bit by the umpire. I guess he doesn't realize it's 8-1, cold, at almost 5:30. That pitch inside for ball two. Good thing is it's not that bad of a drive from Millington to Fulton. Actually about 5 turns and you're here. That pitch right across for a strike. A little bit over 2 hours. Depends on who's driving. No, I'd say it's a solid 2 hours from Fulton. Now they've got the 4-lane that's open all the way now. So it could be even a little bit quicker than that. Ground ball. Third baseman, boots it. E5. Loads the bases there. It was a slow little roller as Bunch was coming in. It took a hop off the grass, but not strong enough for Bunch to get a glove on it. And so now bases loaded for Swanberg, who has struck out twice and has a single to his credit. Takes a look at that pitch at the knees for a ball. So Swanberg awaiting the pitch. Inside for ball two. Ripped one. Second baseman can't find it. Sneaks underneath his glove. So now the Salukis Got a little merry-go-round spinning here. So that's an RBI single. And now it's 8-2. And this is going to be Daniels at the plate. He reached on an error, and his last at bat was left-stranded. So that pitcher strike. He's also got a single and grounded out to short. Indians would like to turn a Little Caesars double play to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. Bases still loaded, though, with 1 out. Pitch low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Daniels, the third baseman. Beautiful curveball across. 1-2 now. The count here to Daniels. So Daniels going to have to protect the plate here. Curveball hangs up a little too tall. 2-2. Now goes the count here to the third baseman. And here's a shot to center field. Center fielder dancing around will find it. And it's going to be a sacrifice fly. And they're going to throw it into third, so they do get the run to score. And now makes it 8-3. That sacrifice fly brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Follow them on Twitter at ICCBSU. For the Chris Burrows and company, doing a great job out there at the ICCBSU, the longest running organization on campus at ICC. That pitch just a bit outside for a ball. And this is going to be Nobles coming to the plate. Runners on second and third. 2 runs have scored so far here in the bottom of the 6th. Curveball, and that's a beauty. 1-1 now is the count. One offering. Curveball, and it's across for a strike. 1-2 now is the count to Nobles. Nobles 0 for 2 with a walk. He was left stranded back in the first. Ground ball right back up the middle. Return to sender, and it's going to get through. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And I'll tell you what, pretty nice piece of hitting here late in the contest by the Salukis, and things starting to get interesting now. Late in the contest, 8-5 now is the score. 2 RBIs on that one there. And we're going to have a slow roll out to the mound here by Coach Collier. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
And welcome back. No changes made there for the Indians. But Southwest Tennessee has rallied with 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. Business picking up here. 2 outs and a runner on first for the Salukis. Fastball across for a strike. This is the left fielder Busby at the plate. He's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Runner goes, a little hit and run action. Throwdown is not in time. So a stolen base there for Nobles. So he moves into scoring position here. And he is a little slow getting up. Didn't really see much of contact on the slide in that time. Of course, at the same time, though, I really wasn't paying much attention as I was looking down at my paper. So 1-2 is the count here. Busby trying to keep this inning alive. A big-time 2-out rally here for the Salukis. Curveball, he was waiting on it, but way ahead of it. Foul ball, 1-2, your count. Adam Gorley Adams bringing this action here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. We do appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon. One-two pitch coming, curveball, hung it, deep, going to have to hurry. No, it's gone. Hanging curveball that found its way out of the ballpark. Don't go anywhere, folks. It's a one-run game. And the Salukis have pushed across 6 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, and it's 8-7 now. And that looks like that's going to do it for Grant Johnson. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back as Justin Medlin now takes over the pitch here for the Indians, and Salukis not going quietly into the night here in Millington, Tennessee. They've scored 6 runs here in the bottom of the 6th to make it an 8-7 contest. So Medlin will replace Grant Johnson after that 2-run home run, a curveball that Busby was just sitting on, and the wind kind of helped carry it out of the ballpark. Didn't really get a lot of it, but just enough of it to get it out of here. And now this is going to be Pleasant, the number 9 batter here in the inning, or the 9th batter, I should say, of the inning. So Pleasant trying to keep this rally alive here as Justin Medlin entering to pitch here. Fastball for Medlin up high for a ball. Fastball across for a strike. My, how the times have changed in this one. Is that pitch missing? Or do you call it a strike? No, 2-1 now is the count. Is that pitch missing? So it appears that Hayden Palmer is going to come into play first. Ground ball, second baseman is going to get to it. This could do it for the Indians here. Throw over low. Nice dig that time by Palmer, able to find it to end the inning. But my, oh my, how the Lady Mo is dancing with the other foe tonight. 6 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. 8-7 is your score. Don't go anywhere, folks. ICC going to try to find out, see if they can pick up some more runs here in the top of the 7th. Southwest trying to rally. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What do you want to do for lunch? I'm not going to pay like $7 for a burger combo.
You kids don't know about the raddest Little Caesars lunch combo of all time? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4. Here, hold this.
Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, as we do have another Choice Pawn pitching change here. This is going to be number 34 coming in for Southwest. And that is, I know the anticipation is killing you, those watching at home, Trey Boren. So Hunter Neighbors will lead things off here for the Indians. If you're just now joining us, this score I'm popping up is surprising. It was 8-1 at one point. 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th by the Salukis have made it a 1-run contest. That pitch goes high, 1-1 now is the count here on Hunter Neighbors. Neighbors has been effective today. He has been seeing the ball well. He's 2 for 2 with a double, 2 runs scored. He also has a sacrifice fly and an RBI. That pitch missing, 2-1 now goes the count here to Hunter Neighbors. This pitch fouled straight back. 2-2 now goes the count to Neighbors. Neighbors, Bunch, and Lancaster due up here for the Indians. That pitch up high, 3-2 now goes the count here to Hunter Neighbors. Three-two pitch, and it's going to be a walk. Good eye that time by Neighbors, as he will start the inning off with a walk. The Indians have put the leadoff runner on each inning. No, excuse me. I lied. 6 of the 7 innings here in game 2. Bunch tries to bunt it, bunts it foul. Indians trying to play a little small ball here to see if they can pick up another one of those insurance runs. Russell Bunch on the day has 3 RBIs. He has a double, advanced to third on the throw, scored a run, and an RBI single, also a sacrifice fly to right to score a run as well. Bunch shows bunt, snap throw down to first, not in time. Smart decision to slide foot first that time by Hunter Neighbors. If he goes in head first, he's tagged out. So 1-1 is the count here. Bunch has showed bunt a couple of times. Throw over to first, not in time. Seeing if Bunch might have showed his cards on what he was trying to do there. Third baseman in on the grass. Bunch shows bunt. Couldn't pull the bat back quick enough. Fouls it off for strike 2. Now 1-2 is the count here to Russell. Runner at first, that's Hunter Neighbors, who drew a walk to start the inning. Bunch takes a look at that pitch, high for a ball. 2-2 now goes the count here to the third baseman. Indians need to get a run here. See if they can just at least get a little bit more breathing room. As Lady Mo all on the side of, wow, a strike 3 called on a high pitch on the outside corner. And Bunch kind of stood there for a second before heading to the dugout. And Jackson Lancaster now to the plate. Whatever parent was standing up yelling at the home plate umpire a while ago got that strike 3 called, as that one was easily a ball. And now the strike zone has expanded. So 0-1 is the count here. This is Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster check swings. That pitch misses, low for a ball. One is the count here to Lancaster. Gets one off his fist. It's going to drop for a base hit. Nice job muscling out that hit there by Lancaster. And now the Indians have runners on first and second with one out. That was Lancaster's first hit of the day. And now this is going to be Trey DeSantis at the plate. Indians trying to string together some runs here. In the top of the 7th after a 6-1 bottom of the 6th by the Salukis have made it a one-run contest. Runners on first and second with one out here for ICC. This is DeSantis at the plate. Swings on the first pitch he sees. Grounder to the shortstop. Throw over to second for one. Cannot get him in time for the double play. So they do get the force at second. So a fielder's choice. Retires Lancaster. And now up with 2 outs is going to be number 27 for the Indians. And that's going to be Braden Ellis. Ellis 0 for 3. Pair of fly balls to center field. He's also struck out looking. Ellis, the game 1 winner, could really hip out the cause here for the Indians if he can get a base hit. First pitch, inside for a ball. Great job by the catcher. Pleasant to get over and block that one up and keep it from getting away. If the ball gets away, a run scores for the Indians. So this is Ellis. Takes a look at that pitch, low for a ball. 2-0 now. Goes the count here on Ellis. 2 balls, no strikes. There is 2 outs in the inning. Ellis takes a look at that pitch inside for a ball. 3-0 now. Goes the count here to the second baseman. If Ellis were to reach, and it'd be Connor Lewis next for the Indians. That pitch right down Broadway for a strike. 3-1 now is the count. And I'm thinking we might have dropped our feed here, as the internet is still showing, but it's showing it's barely streaming. So there's strike 3. So the Indians got a little bit of work to do, as we'll take a break and come back with more. ICC leading at 8-7, but momentum on the side of the Salukis. Back with more right after this.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back. Nope. Now we think we're back. As our internet kind of dropped out on us there for a second. So the Salukis to the plate, trailing by 1. Ground ball to the shortstop. Scoops, throws over. 6-3 on the putout of King. So 1 out now as ICC trying to hang on to a wild one this afternoon. As this is going to be Sumner coming to the plate. So 1 out on a ground ball to short. Connor Lewis took care of the first batter. As that pitch across for a strike. This is Medlin on the hill here for the Indians, in line for the save if he can get out of this inning with no damage done. That pitch just missing high. 1-1 now is the count. Now you're starting to hear some of the ICC fans getting after the umpire here after his strike zone has kind of just really changed up. Right up the middle they go, and it's going to sneak its way through. A little seeing eye single that time to get through for a 1-out single that time for Sumner, the DH, his first of the game. So now the tying run is on base. The winning run is at the plate. This is Roberts, who singled and scored a run. He also has an RBI on a ground out. So the right fielder will dig in here. High drama here in Tennessee. ICC trying to hang on for an 8-7 win. Fastball missed. Strike 1. So 0-1 is the count. Fastball across for strike 2. So waiting the 0-2 pitch from Medlin. Missing high and outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time strikeout there for Medlin. And now with 2 outs and the tying run at first, this is going to be Porter coming to the plate here. So Porter coming to the plate here. Tying run is at first for the Salukis. That pitch up high for a ball. Porter reached on an error. Scored a run. Back in that 6-run 6th inning. He also walked and flew out to right. 2-0 is the count. Eight to 7 is your score. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Healthy cut at that one. Couldn't find it for the strike. 2-1 now is the count. Medlin trying to close the door on this one for the Indians. The Salukis trying to rally. Runner goes, thrown out to second. Gets away, and the runner is going to try to go to third, and he will. Oh, big time break there for the Salukis. Tough one for the Indians. And now the tying run is at third. 3-1 is the count. Fastball across for a strike. Boy, Medlin just reached back in his hip pocket and put a little something extra on that one. 3-2 is the count. 2 outs. Tying run at third. Medlin loses him. A walk to Porter. And now the winning run is at first. And here comes trouble in the leadoff batter, Swanberg. He's 2 for 4 with a pair of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. He's also struck out twice. Tying run is at third for the Salukis. The ICC trying to avoid disaster and find that third out of the ball game and end it here. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Hunter Neighbors. Good job by Hunter getting out in front of that one to keep the ball from getting away and allowing the tying run to score. Ball 1 to Swanberg. That pitch in the dirt. And another good job by Neighbors. So 2-0 now is the count here to Swanberg. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. ICC trying to find a way to hang on to win this one. In the dirt. Ball gets away. But a good job once again by Hunter Neighbors. Just sacrificing his body in front of the ball in the dirt that time. But now the issue for the Indians is a 3-0 count. It's going to be Dylan Ernest coming out to talk to his pitcher here. 3-0 is the count. Runners on the corners here for the Salukis. Tying run is at third. Medlin is on the hill here for ICC. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Of course, Dylan Ernest, a former Indian pitcher. Signed with Southeastern Louisiana before transferring to Blue Mountain Community College, where he was a graduate assistant. Dylan was part of that team that made that run to the Region 23 tournament down at LSU Eunice. So the 3-0 pitch coming, and he lost him. 4 straight pitches and back-to-back walks now, and now the winning run is at second for the Salukis. And this is going to be Daniels coming to the plate. So high drama here late. Medlin will stay on the hill here. Bases loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. They might be stalling here to see if they can. Indians do have somebody warming up in the bullpen. Can't tell if that's Clay or Sam that's warming up. That is going to be Sam Harrington trying to get loose. You know, you got 2 big dudes when you got guys north of 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", knocking on the door of 300 pounds out there, and you can't tell them apart. And it looks like Coach Collier now is going to make the slow roll to the hill here. Let's take a break. Bases loaded. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. ICC trying to hang on for the 8-7 win. We'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, as we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here as Sam Harrington entering to pitch for the Indians, taking his warm-up tosses. He's going to enter himself into quite the pickle, as bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Salukis pushed across 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th. The winning run is at second, the tying run at third. There's 2 outs in the inning as Harrington taking his warm-up tosses here. Can the Indians escape with a win here in Game 2? After jumping out to that quick 6-0 lead, they kind of sleptwalked their way the rest of the way, and they kind of having a little bit of trouble waking up here late. So Harrington will come in here and try to close the door on this one. Sam did pitch in game 1. Now coming in to pitch here in game 2. Daniels at the plate. Tying run is at third. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Harrington's fastball, wow, missing outside for ball 1. Well, as we said, this strike zone has all of a sudden shrunk up here on the Indians. That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Curveball in the dirt. Neighbors. Another great job by Hunter. Just blocking that one forward with his chest protector. Able to keep the ball, make it at least force it to go down the third baseline to keep the tying run at third. 2-1 now is the count. And that pitch missing outside. 3-1 now is the count. Well, if you're Daniels, you know he's got to throw you something to hit, but you don't want to chase anything bad here as you can push across the tying run. There's a strike. Borderline pitch going the way of the Indians there. Now the count goes full. 3-2 is the count here on Daniels, the third baseman. Runners in motion. Strike 3, got him. And Sam Harrington wins it for the Indians. Daniels still standing there in protest, did not like the call. That was right down the middle. He was looking for something on the outside of the plate. A beautiful pitch that time by Sam Harrington to get the Renaissance Bank strikeout and to earn the save. What a crazy game here in game 2. All the credit in the world to the Salukis for not giving up in this one. Down early, came back to score 6 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Had the tying run at third. The winning run was at second, but Sam Harrington closed the door on the rally to pick up the save. Well, that's going to do it here for Game 2 in our broadcast this afternoon. ICC earns the sweep, and I mean they earn it. Game 1, 7-3 final in that one. Indians score 4 runs in the top of the 7th to win that one. And then the Indians hang on here in Game 2 for an 8-7 final. For Lee Adams, I'm Adam Gore. We'll see you next time here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.